Keep going. Girl, I just stepped on that scale. Whew, I am so bloated. I haven't touched a salad in 6 months. Listen, I'll tell you the story. It all started January 20th. Crystal gets taken into interrogation after assassinating Donald Trump. He said he'd make America great again. But America hasn't been great ever since. On her way to work one morning, a tender-hearted woman saw a poor half-frozen snake. His pretty skin had been frosted with the dew. "You poor thing," she cried. "I'll take you in. I'll take care of you." "Take me in," tender woman sighed the snake. The title of this poem is Congratulations, America, on your 45th president-elect, Donald J. Trump. Or, what the fuck just happened? A power grab is always a performance. Like any great performance, it has a beginning, middle, and end. It begins with a claim to power that leads to a call to action. If the performance is believed, it takes hold. Donald Trump had performed his idea of power as he imagined it. In the days following Biden's inauguration, this story took its furious hold. On April 27th, 2017, then President Trump read the poem The Snake by Al Wilson. In the poem, a snake is on its deathbed and is taken in by a kind and generous woman. Trump read the poem to his Chief of Staff, General Kelly, the Border Patrol, and the ICE agents for doing such an incredible job. The irony is astronomical. For Trump, power is absolute. It affirms one nation and one race. It suppresses all opposition. The TV reality star is the performer, the medium was our country, and the performance is fascism. Trump's message took tenacious hold on a sliver of society that seeped into the lifeblood of our country like a poison. Now the only question is, can we survive the snake's bite? The Snake by Al Wilson, working title for Donald Trump by Shakondra Icon Sibley. Trump 10 by Vivek Lee, Shaddai Johnson, and Alejandro Bazell. And featuring Crystal Gets Taken into Interrogation After Assassinating Donald Trump by Crystal Valentine. A poetry. Let this be a lesson learned. Or, voting is like the first time you ever tried to have sex, but you only got the tip in. It don't count. Or, electoral votes matter. You said Trump. That's 15 jumping jacks. I can't even look at a Cheeto anymore without craving the whole chip aisle. Veggies remind me of Republicans. I'm convinced no turnip can turn me conservative. That's 10 squats. Who wouldn't want to off a man who laughs at the question, when can we get rid of the Muslims? The real question is, why is this a political campaign instead of a hate group? Why do we laugh at this white man at his white man jokes that scream of genocide? Why is it still okay to kill black bodies, brown bodies, queer bodies, women bodies, Muslim bodies, marginalized bodies, but I can't kill a homophobic, transphobic racist? The name of this poem is How to Hate Immigrants Even Though Your Mama Was One and So Were Two of Your Wives. Or the name of this poem is People Who Live in Glass Houses Shouldn't Throw Rocks in Order to Build Walls. Or the name of this poem is How to Write a Love Story About Your Country Using the Blood of Those Who Actually Built It. Only cake, donuts, and caramel sundaes can give me hope for someday. Someday, I'll stop finding happiness in the dollar menu. Someday, Trump won't be president. I lose all my worries and calories. Call this my election midsection. Every poll adds a pound. Do you know who Donald Trump is? This monster, this man who promotes guns in schools but never had a gun pointed to his own head. This man who's so privileged even his shadow is white. Don't you hear the locust? Don't you hear the locust coming every time this man opens his mouth? Or the name of this poem is The Slave Master versus the Slave Mistress. Pick your poison or their captain. Or the name of this poem is, now instead of going to the big house, criminals are now sentenced to 4 years in the White House. She wrapped him up all cozy in a comforter of silk and laid him by her fireside. She hurried home from work that night, and as soon as she arrived, she saw that poor half-frozen snake had been revived. Take me in, tender woman, sighed the snake. Every time Trump makes a snarky remark, I reach for rib tips. At this rate, one day I'll be fat enough to fill up every seat in the Senate. Oh crap, we said Senate. That's 20 seconds of running in place. And yes, white Republican women that think he won't come for you too, only to ask the immigrants that he won't make a disappearing act out of your 19th Amendment. Don't you know not to trust a man who makes rape jokes about his own daughter? Don't you know not to trust a man whose smile is as fake as his toupee? Or, if the toupee fits, you must acquit. Or how to be a blatant misogynist and still get the majority of white women's votes. Or the name of this poem is How to Grab a 13-year-old by the Pussy and Get Away with It. She clutched him to her bosom. You're so beautiful, she cried. But if I hadn't brought you in by now, you might have died. She stroked his pretty skin and kissed and held him tight. Instead of saying thanks, the snake gave her a vicious bite. Take me in, tender woman, sighed the snake. Or the name of this poem is How Money is Not Enough to Buy Any of Us a Decent Living, but it's enough to buy a white man's freedom. Or how money cannot buy you love, but it can buy a white man a trophy wife, or 2 or 3. Or how to be the poster child for white supremacy, even though you're orange. I know that healthcare bill was a reach, but damn. I think I just pulled a muscle. I really need to start stretching. Anyways, I never understood why somebody would fix their mouth to argue. I'd rather just fix me up a plate. I reach for fries instead of fresh fruit. I've gained at least 20 pounds of fear for this country. Has American history taught you anything? Instead of questioning my actions, you should be thanking me. I saved you, cried the woman, and you've bitten me, but why? You know your bite is poisonous. The title of this poem is Orange is the New Bigot, Bigot is the Old Patriot, Patriot is the New Terrorist. Or the name of this poem is The Old White Fart is the Same Old Bullshit. Or the name of this poem is Let's Make America Hate Again. Or Hate, an American Love Story. Trump's tactics scare me. Russia's made me rush every meal at McDonald's, Wendy's, and Taco Bell. Thank you, Crystal, for saving this country that will do nothing but build slaughterhouses for your children. Or the name of this poem is How to Incite a Race War for Dummies, How to Invoke Anarchy for Dummies, or When Things Like the System Fall Apart, or There's Nothing to Fear but Dismantling a White Supremacy Itself. Or the name of this poem is I Ain't Never Scared. Or We Ain't Never Scared. Because of all the fucked up shit that we've been through, why the fuck should we be? Thank you, Crystal, from saving us from this white devil and his hate campaign. Only a pint of Ben & Jerry's vanilla chocolate peanut butter cup with white fudge covered almonds, chocolatey chunks, and toffee can cure this heartbreak. Thank you. Or the name of this poem is What Happens When America Becomes Great for the First Time. And yeah, America, yeah. You're welcome. Oh, shut up, silly woman, said the reptile with a grin. You knew I was a snake before you took me in.